Hey, it's Donnie here with Mara Group eXp Realty, Memphis, Tennessee. Hope y'all are doing well. And today we've got an awesome video coming for you. We're going to talk about a day in the life of a realtor. Check it out. If you haven't subscribed yet, I need you to like the video. I need you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And that way you make sure you don't miss any of the amazing content that we put out. So let's talk about a day in the life of a realtor. What's it really like? What do realtors really do? I oftentimes find that people don't know. They don't know what they're getting themselves into. They also don't know how to tell other folks what they do. And I even found myself doing that. I remember somebody asked me, I was in real estate school, so of course I didn't know everything about what realtors did at all. And somebody's like, well, what are you even gonna be doing once you get your real estate license? And I can remember not really having an answer because you don't know what you don't know. So until you get a license, you typically don't understand all the activities involved. So number one, there's just tons of admin work. You need a schedule. I start my day off with admin work. Some people recommend you don't do that before lead gen, but I like to do a little admin work in the morning, checking emails, getting anything that's urgent or any contracts out of the way. Of course, for me, I run a large team, so I'm checking in with my team, doing any training they might need real quick, that kind of stuff. And by the way, I get all that done early in the morning. I know a lot of people think, oh, I'm gonna get my real estate license so that I can set my own schedule. Well, guess what? I'm a pretty doggone successful real estate agent. We sold 450 houses last year. I start working every day at 7 o'clock. I don't really have the luxury of just setting my own schedule anytime when I want, and I would say most high-performing realtors will tell you the same thing. So I start early, get up at 7 o'clock, do admin work, and then for us, we have a morning huddle just for a couple minutes in the morning for about 10 minutes. You as an individual agent just starting off probably will not have to worry about that. And then even at my level of production, I get on the phone and I do follow-ups. You have to have lead gen. It is the most important part of the business. It's the part of the business that a lot of people aren't really telling you about before you get your license. And it's a part of the business that a lot of real estate agents don't enjoy as much as they do the other things and didn't know they were going to have to do. But here's the bottom line. It's not other people's job to call you and beg you to come sell their house. It's your job to get out there and find the business. Like every other business in the world, job number one is to find business. So even today at this level of production, I spend typically at least an hour every morning doing follow-up, checking in on clients, that kind of stuff. And you should be doing the same. If you're a brand new agent, you should be doing 3 or 4 hours of lead gen every day and follow-up at a minimum in order to hit the ground running. When you hear people say, oh, I sold 3 houses my first year in real estate, they didn't do lead gen and follow-up, or they didn't practice to get good at it. So, and that's another thing. Somewhere in your schedule, you got to work practice in there. These are sales skills. Even though we're really selling ourselves, we're not selling a product, you still have to know how to work with people. You still have to know how to overcome objections. You still need to sound like you're natural and like you're not guessing at everything. If you're not confident, then your clients aren't going to be confident in your skills, and they're not going to hire you to help them with one of their highest value assets of their whole life, possibly the largest investment they made. So we got admin work, we got follow-up. And even before the follow-up gets started, a lot of times you got to do prep for that follow-up. If you don't already have everything in place as to who you're going to call, or if you're calling expireds, FSBOs, something like that, you may have to go down the list and check those, make sure they're not relisted in the MLS, make sure you have your phone numbers ready. That needs to start before your lead gen time as well. So as you can see, for me, before 9 o'clock in the morning, I've already done probably more than a lot of real estate agents do all day long. So it matters. Okay, after your lead gen time, your follow-up time, typically next is going to come another admin time. You need a few minutes to get caught up on all the things you missed while you weren't checking emails, you weren't checking your phone, all that kind of stuff while you were doing your lead gen and follow-up. So I always schedule a few minutes, at least half an hour of admin time so I can return everybody's phone calls, check emails, see if there was anything going on with a contract that I needed to take care of before I went out on appointments, that kind of stuff. And then here's a big one that I missed a lot. You need to have lunch, right? You got to eat sometime. Not unusual for me to be doing all this stuff, working through my schedule, and come about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon going, hey, how did the chubby guy forget to eat today? That's crazy. but it happens when you get super busy. So make sure on your schedule you have lunch. So we've covered about half of a day right now. You've got to get up, get ready to go, knock out some admin work, prep for your phone calls, your follow-up, your lead gen. You got to do your lead gen, which is going to take half the morning. You got to get caught up on admin work after you do your lead gen. Then you've got to take care of yourself. You got to grab some lunch, eat, try to recharge your batteries if at all possible. And then in part one, we're going to cover, or part two, this is part one. In part two, we're going to cover the rest of the day talking about those appointments and the rest of the stuff that realtors are doing all day. Hopefully you're already seeing that we've covered a lot of things, and we've only covered at the most the first half of the day. A lot of times we'll work until 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, so we're not even halfway through yet. So make sure you check out part two, the next video, to see what happens the rest of the day. If you would, remember, go subscribe to the channel and like the video. That'll help us out, and we'd appreciate it.